Let us chant Omkara together. Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
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 Guru Brahma,
Guru Brahma,
Guru Vishnu,
Guru Vishnu,
Guru Devo,
Guru Devo,
Maheshwara,
Maheshwara,
Guru Sakshat,
Guru Sakshat,
Parabrahma,
Parabrahma,
Tasmai Shri,
Tasmai Shri,
Gurave Namaha.
Gurave Namaha.
Dhyana Moolam,
Dhyana Moolam,
Guror Murti,
Guror Murti,
Puja Moolam,
Puja Moolam,
Guror Padam,
Guror Padam,
Mantra Moolam,
Mantra Moolam,
Guror Vakyam,
Guror Vakyam,
Moksha Moolam,
Moksha Moolam,
Guru Krapa,
Guru Kripa,
Atma Darshanam,
Atma Darshanam,
Brahma Darshanam,
Brahma Darshanam,
Atma Darshanam,
Atma Darshanam,
Brahma Darshanam,
Brahma Darshanam,
Brahma Darshanam,
Brahma Darshanam,
Satya Darshanam,
Satya Darshanam,
Brahma Darshanam,
Brahma Darshanam,
Satya Darshanam,
Satya Darshanam.
Harihi Om,
Harihi Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namah,
Shri Gurubhyo Namah.
Harihi Om.
Harihi Om.
Slowly open your eyes. My humble pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. On the occasion of Deepavali, I wish all of you the light in your life, the light of happiness, the light of peace, the light of wisdom, the light of clarity, the light of wealth, health, and prosperity. So let us contemplate for some time the essence of Deepavali. Close your eyes. As I say, as I contemplate, visualize, and try to internalize the meaning of Deepavali. Deepa means the lamp. Deepavali means series of lamps. Deepavali is the festival of light. What is light? There is physical light, the light of sun, the light of lamps, the light of electricity, the physical light. Without the physical light, We cannot move in the universe. Where there is darkness, there is always trouble for us. Where there is darkness, there is difficulty. There is light and darkness. There is physical light, and absence of physical light is darkness. Greater than the physical light is the mental light, the light of the mind. Mind is the conceptualizer. Mind conceptualizes and try to grasp the world around. What is the light of the mind? The light of the mind is the clarity in our concepts. What is the darkness of the mind? The turbulence, the fear, the anxiety, the stress, the jealousy, the hatred is darkness of the mind. What is the light of the mind? The peace, the love, the compassion, the wisdom, the clarity. So there is physical light and there is mental light. The mental light is greater than the physical light because without the mental light, you cannot perceive the physical light. The physical light is visible to the sense organs. The mental light is the one which perceives the physical light. The darkness of the mind is the negative tendencies. The light of the mind is positive tendencies, positive qualities, the divine light. So the light and darkness, light and darkness, the physical darkness, the mental light, mental darkness. So beyond the physical light and the mental light, there is the light of the intellect. Ignorance is the darkness of the intellect, and knowledge and wisdom is light of the intellect. Ignorance is the darkness, knowledge and wisdom is the light. There's physical light which is visible to senses. Absence of physical light is darkness. The mental light which perceives the physical light as well as the mental light has positive qualities, which is the light, negative qualities, which is darkness. The light of the intellect perceives, understands the physical light and mental light. The clarity, the wisdom is the positive or the light of the intellect. Ignorance is the darkness of the intellect. So beyond this physical light, the mental light, the intellectual light, there is light of the self, Atma Jyoti, the awareness. The awareness lights up every other light. Atma Jyoti lights up the physical light and the physical darkness. Atma Jyoti lights up the mental light and mental darkness. Atma Jyoti lights up the intellectual light and intellectual darkness. So all other lights are the presence and absence, whereas the light of self, Atma Jyoti, is all pervasive. It lights up both the presence and the absence. Deepavali is the festival of light. So Deepavali is about light, the total light, which is Atma Jyoti. The light of all the lights is Atma Jyoti. The light which lights up everything else in the universe, physical, mental, intellectual. How do you light the physical light? The physical light, the natural source of physical light is the sun. The physical light is the electricity or candle or the fire. How do you light the mental light? There's a mental darkness of negative tendencies, the negative qualities, and positive light or the light in the mind, which is positive qualities. By doing the spiritual practices, the chanting, the japa, the prayer, bhajans, the mental darkness will go. The mind will become full of light. The mind will attain that light through the spiritual practices of Japayadna, chanting the name of God, Japayadna, chanting the stotra, the praise, the bhajan, the mental darkness will go, mind will be filled with the light. How do you light the lamp of intellect? The lamp of intellect can be lit through listening, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa, the listening to the wisdom teachings, listening to the teaching of the spiritual master, listening to the enlightened wisdom, the intellectual darkness will go and be filled with light. Deepavali is about filling our life with light. Deepavali is about filling our life with light. The physical light, the mental light, intellectual light, and bringing the light of awareness, Atma Jyoti, in all aspects of our life. The light of all the lights is the light of the self, Atma Jyoti. Bring that awareness in all aspect of your life. If you bring awareness in your work, that's called Karma Yoga. When you bring awareness in your walking, talking, and doing, then it becomes Karma Yoga. When you bring your awareness in your devotion, in your emotion, it becomes Bhakti Yoga. When you bring your awareness in understanding of the spiritual truths, then it becomes Jnana Yoga. When you become aware of yourself, then it's called enlightenment or Mukti. Deepavali is the festival of enlightenment. Deepavali is the celebration of Mukti, the enlightenment, the festival of light. Deepavali is not about just enlightenment. Deepavali, we share enlightenment and light with all. That's why we light the lamp in the street near our house So light within has to be shared to all. Deepavali is about enlightenment. Deepavali is about sharing the light. When you have Deepavali in your life, what you realize? Please repeat with me. ನಾನು
ನಾನು
ನಾನೆಂಬುದು
ನಾನೆಂಬುದು
ನಾನಲ್ಲ
ನಾನಲ್ಲ
ಈ ದೇಹ
ಈ ದೇಹ
ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ
ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ
ನಾನಲ್ಲ
ನಾನಲ್ಲ
ಸಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ
ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ
ಶಿವನಾನು ನಾನೇ
ಶಿವನಾನು ನಾನೇ
ಶಿವೋಹಂ
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 ಶಿವೋಹಂ.
To realize yourself, our Atma, as birthless, deathless, ageless consciousness. Sat Chit Ananda Swarupi. Sat means truth, Chit means consciousness, Ananda means bliss. To realize our own nature as eternal consciousness bliss is a real Deepavali. That is the eternal light, that is light of all lights. To realize that, we celebrate. To remember that, we celebrate Deepavali. When the light of light is awakened in us, we become the light of love, light of peace, light of love, light of compassion, and light of wisdom. You are Atma Jyoti, the light of the self. One who realizes this becomes light of the divine Brahma Jyoti. One who is Brahma Jyoti, light for the world, universe, Jagat Jyoti, light of love, light of compassion, and light of wisdom, light of peace. This is the festival of light, Deepavali. Celebrating enlightenment is Deepavali. Realizing our true nature is Deepavali. Asatoma
Asatoma
Sadgamaya
Sadgamaya
Tamasoma
Tamasoma
Jyotirgamaya
Jyotirgamaya
Mrityorma
Mrityorma
Amritam Gamaya
Amritam Gamaya.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Slowly open your eyes. Anybody has a question about Deepavali?
ಗುರುಜಿ, ಈಗ ವಿಷ್ಣುದು ಅವತಾರಗಳು ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಲಿ ಚಕ್ರ, ಈ ವಾಮನ ಅವತಾರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಪರಶುರಾಮನ ಅವತಾರದ್ದು ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪೂಜಾ
ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ?
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಉಳಿದಿದ್ದ ಅವತಾರ ವರಾಹದ್ದಿದೆ, ನರಸಿಂಹ ಅವತಾರ, ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ತರ ಬಲಿ ಚಕ್ರವರ್ತಿಗೆ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ವಾಮನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪರಶುರಾಮ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿಷ್ಣುದ ಅವತಾರನೇ. ಸೊ
ಇದೆ, ಪರಶುರಾಮ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಇದೆ, ವಿಷ್ಣು ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಇದೆ, ವಾಮನ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ ಇದೆ ಕೇರಳದಲ್ಲಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ವಾಮನ ಟೆಂಪಲ್, ವಾಮನ ಇಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇನ್ ಕೇರಳ. ವಾಮನ ಅವತಾರ ಕೇರಳ ವಾಮನ ಟೆಂಪಲ್ at Trivikrama temple also. Okay, in Kerala. Both temples are there in Kerala. Okay, Parashurama temple is also there, but not very not as popular as other avatars. Okay, so I'll explain about that. Okay, Any questions about Deepavali? Deepavali ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರೇನ್ರಿ?
After a long time.
Okay. So any questions about Deepavali? There's a physical light, there's a mental light, there's an intellectual light, that light of the self. Okay. So which Deepavali do you celebrate?
After entering this, then we have the light is woken up.
Okay. So I will tell the Deepavali in terms of stories. Okay. So that's Deepavali in terms of stories. The popular Deepavali. Right? Deepavali is celebrated in 3 nights. Okay. The first night of Deepavali, first day of Deepavali is called Yamadipam. Okay. Yamadipam. Yama means Lord of Death. Okay. The lamp which is celebrated for honoring the Lord of Death is called Yamadipam. The story behind that is one lady was there. She was married, and one astrologer tells that on this day, which is actually Deepavali day, your husband will die, and Lord of Death Yama will come up in the form of a serpent, and she will be killed. So this lady is very smart. What she does, in her bedroom, she throws a lot of gold coins and lights up a lot of lamps and puts a lot of mirrors. Everywhere there's a reflection of light. So Yama gets confused. Okay. So Yama gets confused. Yama comes in the form of serpent. He gets confused and he goes away. So her husband is saved. So now, can anybody save somebody from the death of Yama, Lord of your death?
Yes.
Yes. How?
Through the power of God.
The Lord comes in, death comes in the appointed time. It cannot be, nobody can escape the death. Forget about lighting a lamp and making death vanish. Light a lamp and golden coil and death will go. So there is something more than the story there. Okay. Then what is more than the story? I'll tell you. There was an artist, a sculptor. Okay. So that sculptor was, there are sculptors make a lot of different types of sculptures. Okay. Some installation art, that's the modern. In earlier days they used to as he's alive. This astrologer tells the Yamadharmaraya, somebody tells the astrologer that you will die on such and such a day, Yamadharmaraya will come. So the sculptor, what he does to escape death, he sculpts 11 statues exactly like him. Okay. And he stands like one statue. So Yama comes now, and he is confused now. Whose life to take? Everybody looks alike. Okay. And Yamadharmaraya has one principle. If we put that neck noose around somebody, he has to take that person. He cannot use it second time. Only one time and properly, precisely. No second attempts. So who has to take? Whom he has to take? So many sculptors, so many statues are there, and you don't know which one is real, which one is not real. So beautiful artist. So the Yamadharmaraya says, "Wow, what a nice sculpture." Okay. Everything is real, everything is alive, but there is a defect in this. This sculptor could not stand that. So this is the statue which has a defect. Okay, so the defect in human being is called ego. Okay. So that defect is what makes you go towards the death. That ego is actually responsible. Ego, okay, makes you feel identified with the body and mind. That's what Yamadharmaraya captures. When you drop the ego, there's nothing to capture. There's nobody to capture. Okay, there's nobody whom death will take. So the festival of Diwali is to remind that the light, if you light in your not just in your house, in your mind and intellect, Yamadharmaraya cannot catch you. If you want to escape Yamadharmaraya, just lighting a lamp is not sufficient. Your lamp has to be lit inside. That ego has to be dropped. And what is this gold coin? What is this lamp? And what is the light? The gold coins are qualities, golden qualities. The lamp, the mirror is to see yourself. If you go to our puja room, I have kept a mirror there. Okay, see yourself, know yourself is the mirror. And the lamp is lamp of wisdom. Symbolizing all these three, first day we celebrate Yama Deepam. Any questions? Okay. Now that day we do Ganga Puja. Ganga Puja is respecting all the rivers. Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri. The rivers we respect because everything in creation is nothing but the reflection of God. The creator and creation, they are not different. The creation is appearance in the creator. Like dreams are appearance in your mind, the creation is appearance in the creator. If you're looking for a creator somewhere else, you are missing the point. The creator has manifested and appearing as creation. Every aspect of creation is sacred. That's why we worship rivers. So when that worshipful attitude in India went away because of a lot of ignorance, the rivers became polluted. We worship the forest, we worship life. Okay, because life is nothing but reflection of the divine. That's why non-violence came into picture. Whenever that worshipful attitude in your life goes, there is ignorance is there, and then it becomes what I'm saying is pollution. It becomes the corruption. The respect for work, the respect for rivers, the respect for the mountain is what life is all about. The respect is there because the creation is nothing but reflection of the creativity of the creator. It's a manifestation of the creator. Respecting life, respecting rivers is that night Ganga Puja. Ganga Puja is slightly more than that. Ganga flew from the river. Ganga has flown from the Jata, the head of Shiva. Okay, what flows from the head of Shiva? That's Jnana Ganga, the wisdom. The first day is also celebration of wisdom. Jnana Ganga. Ganga came because the Bhagirata Prayatna. Bhagirata Prayatna means what? It's a tremendous effort which is put by 3 generations of people. 3 generations struggled to get Ganga to the earth. That's what it says. There was an emperor called Sagara Chakravarti. Sagara. He had 10,000 children and he was performing Ashwamedha Yajna. They allow the horse to go to any kingdom, and those kingdoms, if they surrender, they'll become a part of this empire. So if they don't surrender, they have to fight the war with the emperor, this empire. So that horse went to the Patala Loka, and there this 10,000 children of Sagara Chakravarti went there. They could not find the horse. There was one sage sitting there meditating. Thought the sage has hidden our horse and they got angry and started abusing him. Then he cursed them. So all of you get burnt. The 10,000 children got burnt, and they got burnt. That's called apamrityu. Apamrityu means a death which happens not at the right time. Okay. So then somebody told Sagara Chakravarti, those people, if they have to become alive, okay, they have to become alive. They have to get the actual mrityu. That means those who go through apamrityu, they become pretas, or that the beings without body and the physical body, and then neither they go to other loka. So they'll be hanging around. It's a tri-state. So they told Sagara Chakravarti, you have to get Ganga from the Vishnu loka, Vishnu pada, Vishnu loka, and then by that you wash this ash, they will become liberated. So now the Sagara Chakravarti does tapasya, he becomes old, he dies. His son does the tapasya and he becomes old and dies. And his son does the tapasya and becomes old and dies. Becomes he Bhagirath. Then he gets the first time he does tapasya for Vishnu. After many years of tapasya, Vishnu is pleased with him and asks him, what do you want? He says, Ganga has to be, the river has to flow to the earth. Then Vishnu says, the force of Ganga you cannot withstand. There should be somebody who has to take that Ganga. Then now he Sagara meditates for Shiva. Shiva, for praise to Shiva to take that force of Ganga. And again another meditation. See, 3 generations over. Sagara Chakravarti's generation is over. His son's generation is over. And now third, that grandson's generation. Grand's generation, first meditation is over. First level 12 years meditation is over. Now again second 12 years meditation. Shiva. Then the river flows with the force, and Shiva captures that river in his jata. That what do you call jata in English? Okay. The knot, hair knot. Okay. And that river gives mukti to all these people. In a sense, the story is the story of physical Ganga. But in a sense, it's actually spiritual Ganga, Adhyatma Ganga, Jnana Ganga. It shows the story of generation and generation after struggle to get higher spiritual truths from the Vishnu Loka, the highest state of consciousness, to what human beings can use, what human beings can understand. Flow of Jnana Ganga from the Vaikuntha, the realm beyond the human mind, to the Prithvi, the earth. Jnana Ganga has to flow. The generations and generations have to struggle for that. It won't happen easily. The wisdom. You know how many 10,000, 15,000 years Indians have dedicated for Jnana Ganga. So many saints have meditated. What is Atma Jnana? What is realization? And the generations and generations of struggle, the wisdom, the highest wisdom has come to us. The struggle of generation of spiritual wisdom is told in the form of story of this Bhagirath. And what happened was, in between, India went through some 1,000 years of war. So many people invaded. They invaded on the physical wealth of India, and they invaded Jnana Ganga. They destroyed the system of education. There was an education system in India for thousands of years, what Jnana Ganga, our ancestors, have brought from the highest realm of the Vaikuntha to the earth in the form of spiritual wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad. That system these invaders attacked. But that doesn't die. Jnana Ganga again flows. That's because of the wisdom of rishis. They created these stories. They created these festivals so that even during invasion, during the attacks, still this will continue and it will revive. The Ganga river never dies. it becomes Nana Ganga. So to remember that festival, remember that is the festival of first day. It's called Ganga Puja. Then if you do Ganga Puja early morning, there is Narakasura Vada. Naraka means darkness. Asura means one who troubles. Narakasura is the one who troubles, causes disturbance in us. That is nothing but ego. The destruction of that Narakasura was done by Krishna, Sri Krishna. Krishna is the Atma. So to remember that early morning is what we call as Ganga Snana. Ganga Snana has again dual meaning, the physical Ganga and Nana Ganga. Early morning in Brahmi Muhurta, the time for meditation is called Nana Ganga Snana. So to remember this is Nana Ganga. Actually, our ancestors were always telling in double meaning, the physical, the psychological, spiritual in the same story. So get up early at 3 o'clock and take a bath. Brahmi Muhurta, right time for meditation, then you will have a bath in the Nana Ganga. Then second day is the Lakshmi Puja. Lakshmi represents the wealth. Okay. Laksham means focus. Our mind is focused on the wealth. And second day is the lamp you light for Lakshmi. Lakshmi means Laksham. Even again there is a meaning. We live for 4 Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The 4 motivations, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Kama and the Artha and Kama, money and desire is what we live for. The light of lamp of Dharma has to be lit. Your Laksham, you no doubt you need money. No you need Santan Lakshmi, Gaja Lakshmi, all Aishwarya Lakshmi, Raja Lakshmi, all these are required. But why do you need that? You focus on Dharma, the light, the lamp of Dharma in your life. So bring those qualities, the physical wealth in your life. And that Dharma will bring the Lakshmi, inner Lakshmi in you. Is called Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhana, Mumukshatva, the qualities of the mind. The lamp, mental lamp will be lit. The mental lamp, the light in the mind, which consists of dropping of the negative tendencies, developing of the positive qualities in the mind, the patience, the ability to withstand pain, the mind constantly going to the higher, the lower, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, the faith in the wisdom, Samadhana, balanced state of mind, Mumukshatva, desire for liberation with light in your life. Second light is the light of Dharma, which is light for Lakshmi Devi ji. And third day, you light the lamp of Bali Chakravarti. The lamp of Bali Chakravarti is Bali. Bali means strong. Mahabali means very strong. So the Mahabali, the ego is very strong. The Mahabali conquered 3 worlds, and all devatas requested Vishnu to stop Mahabali. Vishnu came in the form of a Vamana, a child, and requested for 3 pieces of land, 3 footsteps of land. So Bali Chakravarti accepted it. With the first feet, Vamana measured the earth. The second feet, he measured the heavenly lokas. And third feet, he kept on the head of Bali Chakravarti. And Bali Chakravarti became the emperor of the Netherlands, which is not Netherlands, the Netherlands, the Patala Loka. Okay, so this is the third lamp. This is the third lamp. The third lamp is representing the lamp of the sacrifice of Bali Chakravarti. Okay, so why Bali Chakravarti? The Bali Chakravarti story represents the story of enlightenment in two stages. Vamana also means mana which has become purified. Vamana, mana, mind which has become purified. The mind which has become purified is called Vamana. And that purified mind comes in our heart. Now that purified mind occupies our three states of consciousness: waking, dreaming, deep sleep. Mind, the purified mind, that's called Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Swarloka, three lokas. The mind which is become purified becomes Trivikrama. And that is called, actually, this is actually called Savikalpa Samadhi, enlightenment. Then when the head represents the ego is head. When the head, Lord touches the feet of Lord touches the head, the ego is dropped, which represents the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Mukti. So the story of Bali Chakravarti also tells two things: Dana, which is charity. The second thing, it speaks about two types of enlightenment: Savikalpa Samadhi and Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So these 3 days are packed with these festivals. The festival is packed with these three, and everything is about wisdom. Everything is about enlightenment. Everything is about light. The physical light, the psychological light, the mental light, the intellectual light, the light of the self, Atma Jyoti. Any questions?
I understood what is Diwali now.
Deepavali is also about light and sound.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. When you burn the crackers, the light and sound is there. The word is actually nothing but light and sound. Nama mattu Rupa. When you burn that with the wisdom, then what remains is the Atma. Any questions?
Third day they'll do with we tell
Go Puja. Go Puja.
go and after that they'll light a lamp.
Right.
What is the reason?
No, whatever it is, the third day. Third day, the light, the Go Puja. Go Puja is actually on that day. The Krishna, I think, it's a I think Govardhana Parvat also that day, or it's done as a puja for the cows in the honor of Krishna taking care of the cows. I'm not sure whether it's a celebration of Govardhana Puja or just Go Puja. Govardhana Parvat he lifted to protect the cows and the beings. I don't know whether that is done, but Go Puja is done. Go Puja is done to, first is as a respect to the cow. Okay. Wide respect to the cow is another. I will say detailing. First, respect to cow is actually first thing you take it as respect to all life form. Okay. We respect the cow. We respect the snake. Okay. Respect to the life form. Please understand, nowhere in the world this amount of wisdom is packed in our day-to-day life. Respect for the cow, respect for the snake, respect for all life forms. Okay. So respect for the cow is what we call Go Puja. Go means cow. Go is also means go. Actually, the word go has become cow in English. Same word. English borrows the word go to cow. Go also means sense organs. Okay. Go also means the wisdom. So go also means Veda. So Go Puja means the worship of life forms in the form of cow and worship of the wisdom, the Vedas. Govinda means one who is known through Vedanta, the teachings of Vedas. So at the physical level, the life form cow is Vedanta, spiritual truths is what Go Puja is about. Okay, and why go? Go is a cow because the cow takes minimum food, minimum things, and gives the milk. It sustains, nourishes our body. The cow represents the Brahmadnani, the enlightened being, who takes minimum from the society and gives the Amrita in the form of wisdom to the society. So the cow is the representation of a Brahmadnani. That's why it's Go Brahmana Hitaya. So for respecting the Brahmadnani and the Pratika, that means the Vigraha of Brahmadnani, cow, the Go Puja. I have talked about 1 hour on what is the Go Puja is about. Gayatri will be able to fish out that Pratika. So that respect for that is Go Puja. So if you look at that entire Deepavali is wisdom, enlightenment. And you do on Deepavali day, that third day you do this thing, Ravana Vada also, right? Ramalila Vaidana, right? Okay. Burn the effigy of Ravana. Okay. Okay. So Deepavali is completely about enlightenment and liberation. And Ram Pattabhishek is also in Deepavali time or on the Dasara time? Right? So Rama Pattabhisheka, Rama means represents Dharma. So when you establish Dharma in your life, so Deepavali festival is about light, the light of wisdom, the light of love, the light of peace, the light of compassion, and the light of the self. That's Deepavali. Any questions? Okay, let us light the lamp. One by one.
Generally, in the stories, why it is 12 years?
No, see, what happens is that human life, 12 years, typically, okay, 12 years is in 6 years, actually, entire human body structure changes. The whole body, everything in our body is changing. Okay, the nervous system gets replaced, the ears, everything is something dies and something gets created. In 12 years, what they found is the complete body gets replaced. You are no longer the same person. If you don't meet your relatives for 12 years, actually it's like as if you are meeting for first time. The 12 years is one lifetime. One lifetime, whole physical structure has changed. Now 5 such lifetimes is 1 samvatsara, 660. 5 times actually the complete body has undergone changes. So 5 over 12 years is practically so many changes have happened in you. Everything is changed. And of course, 12 may be representative of the solar system, months and all. But 12 years is by the time your whole system has completely changed. You are no longer the same person. Okay. So let us one by one. You can light the lamps. You can switch off the lights. Watch, one light only. It can cut in. Yes. Okay. The hand Satsang candle. Satsang candle. The Dasara must go. Right. And then the tail check.
Yeah. After the 7.
Bari baba bari. Asatoma. Sargamaya. Tamasoma. Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma. Amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति 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 असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति 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 असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति 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 असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति 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 असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति 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 असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति 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 असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति 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 असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति 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 असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति 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 असतो मा तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति 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 असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा
अमृतं
शांति शांति शांति
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति शांति शांति
ओम शांति शांति शांति
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति शांति शांति
ओम शांति
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति शांति शांति
ओम शांति शांति शांति
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति शांति शांति
ओम शांति शांति शांति
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा शांति शांति
ओम शांति शांति शांति
असतो सद्गमय तमसो ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति शांति शांति
ओम शांति शांति शांति
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति शांति शांति
ओम शांति शांति शांति
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति शांति शांति
ओम शांति शांति शांति
So that's Deepavali. I'll just show you the Deepavali and Bombay Puja, right? That's why we completed Bombay, the doll. I'll just show you, tell about something about Deepavali in the dolls also. Please come. Gayatri can record it in this video. Kathy, the brings in the
Should I read it inside Gayatri?
This one we can say.
Huh?
should I carry this?
Somebody can hold this. In the data card.
Yeah, keep it.
Yeah, and for this, I need to
Give. Yeah.
That's it.
Katini, next slide. Okay, so this is actually this. Turn this side, no? This is your turn. Okay. So Katini can come. Okay. So the festivals actually, the every festival there is a way of celebrating spirituality. The Dasara festival is a way to explain the spiritual meaning of something in life, so that children can understand. That's why they said Gombe Puja. They didn't do Gombe Puja just like that. Children, and anybody you can educate through the dolls very beautifully spiritual meaning. Okay. So for that they did the Dasara, the Gombe Puja, that dolls can be kept. And every time you can take one spiritual theme and explain. So this time the spiritual theme of the dolls is last year's was enlightenment, various stages of enlightenment. This year we have taken the theme is the Deepavali itself, enlightenment itself. So can you show Kathy what are things?
It starts from here. It is about Mahabali performing the Yagna, Ashwamedha Yagna. So he wants to conquer the world. So he starts this one by the Yagna. Then he becomes powerful and he starts giving alms to poor people and anyone who asks him. So this is Vamana. He comes in the form of a brahmachari and asks for 3 steps of land. And he readily agrees, and that's the 3 steps. One is space, and one is earth, and the last one Mahabali offers himself. Then this is
actually about 2 types of enlightenment. Savikalpa and Nirvikalpa Samadhi is that side. Okay. Then
the Yamadeepa story.
okay.
So Yama comes in the form of snake here, and the lady, she has kept all the deepa and the gold coins, and she has covered the room with mirrors and golden color, and that's the man, her husband.
Yeah. Okay. What else?
The next
What are these?
there every time there are some Lakshmi.
Many those who are not come. Many move on. Go to the room. Those who are completely silent. Okay. This is about the festival of Deepavali. Here this is the Yamadipam, that lady who is actually protecting her husband through putting lighting lamp and golden coins. Okay. About Bali Chakravarti, that's the Bali Chakravarti. First level is Bali Chakravarti sitting and doing yajna. Then he becomes all powerful. Then the Vamana comes to Bali Chakravarti seeking for 3 pieces of land. That is the feet of Vamana. One is on the space, earth, and on the other is on the Bali Chakravarti's head. So this is about Deepavali festival.
This is about Dasara.
This is about Dasara. No, so everything is Dasara only. Dasara festival.
No, theme here is Diwali.
Theme is Deepavali. Yeah. Okay.
That is 3 days of Diwali.
3 days of Deepavali. So we just conclude the prayer. ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ,
ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ,
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ,
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ।
हे योगेश्वर,
हे योगेश्वर,
हे ज्ञानेश्वर,
हे ज्ञानेश्वर,
हे परमेश्वर,
हे परमेश्वर,
हे सर्वेश्वर
हे सर्वेश्वर
निज कृपा बरसाओ
निज कृपा बरसाओ
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगावो
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ
मेरा अंतर तिमिर मिटाओ
तिमिर मिटाओ
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगावो
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ
हम बालक तेरे द्वार पे आए
तेरे द्वार पे आए
मंगल दरस दिखाओ
मंगल दरस दिखाओ
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ
शीश झुकाए करे तेरी आरती प्रेम सुधा बरसाओ
प्रेम सुधा बरसाओ
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत सच्ची ज्योत
जगे हृदय में सो हम नाद जगाओ सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ
अंतर में युग युग से सोई चिति शक्ति को जगाओ सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ
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 जीवन आत्मा आनंद अविनाशी चरणन शरण लगाओ सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ
सद्गुरु ज्योत से ज्योत जगाओ
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 असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ओम शांति शांति शांतिः
ओम शांति शांति शांति
हरि
हरि ओम
श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि
ओम
नारायण
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 नारायण